Ministry of Foreign and Expatriate Affairs stressed in two identical letters to the head of the Security Council and the UN Secretary General regarding the latest event in al-Yarmouk camp for Palestinian refugees that the attack carried out by al-Nusra Front and the other terrorist groups that support attack which left the Palestinian refugees who live there homeless. The letter underlined that Syria is not surprised by the stand of some countries toward what is taking place in al-Yarmouk, as these countries always distort the truth. The letter also referred to the continuous cooperation between Syria and the UNRWA in facilitating its mission and underlined Syria's keenness not to involve al-Yarmouk camp in what is taking place in Syria. Russian President Vladimir Putin has reiterated Russia's stand towards the crisis in Syria, calling for a political solution and the halt of violence. During a press conference in Moscow, Putin said the Syrian people were the only side entitled to decide their own future, affirming that Russia had no special interests in Syria and all it cared about was Syria's stability. He added that there would be no military solution in Syria, and in case there was one, it would be useless. On the other hand, the Russian president criticized the American Magnitsky Law as being unfriendly towards Russia and destructive of the relations between the two countries. Putin pointed out that the USA suffered a lot in terms of human rights and that Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo prisons, as well as other secret jails, testified to the violation of the laws of human rights. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia does not acknowledge the Syrian opposition coalition, adding that there is no need to acknowledge any side because Russia works with all sides that represent certain groups in Syrian opposition. He pointed out in an interview on Euronews satellite channel that the important issue is to push all sides in one direction and expressed Russia's readiness to work with any opposition current that appears on the political arena in Syria. On the other hand, Lavrov underlined that there are attempts to involve the Palestinian refugees in Syria in this conflict. At al-Yarmouk camp in Damascus, a large number of people took part in a big popular march to protest the existence of armed terrorist groups there. The participants demanded expelling the mercenary terrorists from the camp who are trying to involve the camp inhabitants in the Syrian crisis with both of regional and Arab neighboring countries. Units of our armed forces have chased some terrorist groups that spread panic among citizens and carried out acts of sabotage in al-Husayniyah village in Damascus countryside, inflicting heavy losses on them. An army source declared that some of the terrorists were killed near the old bakery. A mortar shell and a car were destroyed, which carried the terrorists' weapons and ammunition. The source added that another unit of our armed forces attacked a hideout of terrorists in Al-Bashawat Road, killing and injuring dozens of them and destroying a car equipped with a machine gun. The authorities continue to clear the city of Homs and its suburbs of the armed terrorist groups. They have seized a large quantity of weapons in a deserted house in Sultaniya farms that included Cobra missiles, rifles and explosive devices. On the other hand, an army unit destroyed a machine gun equipped vehicle and killed the terrorists inside near Al-Ghajar village in Al-Rastan suburbs in Homs governorate. The operation also resulted in killing a number of terrorists in a hideout in the same area. In Hama and its suburbs, an army unit eliminated a number of snipers and destroyed the RPGs that were in their position in Al-Fustok market in Morg village in the governorate suburbs. Another army unit intercepted a terrorist group that tried to infiltrate into the city through Syrian al-Khaldiyya axis, inflicting on them heavy losses. Mazze Fire Squad today extinguished a fire that broke out this morning at a room where university students resided in Al-Jala Hotel in Mazze. No casualties were reported. A source at the Damascus Governorate's police department said the fire was caused by an electricity circuit as the students did not disconnect the electric heater before leaving the room, thus causing the fire that burnt the room's contents. Minister of Religious Endowment and the Sheikhdom of Muslim Muwahhideen announced the death of Sheikh Aql of the Muslim Muwahhideen community in Syria, Hussein Jarboua, who died yesterday evening at the age of 87 after suffering from a disease. In a statement to Sana, first Sheikh Aql of the community, Hikmat al-Hijri, hailed the national stances of late Sheikh Jarboua, saying that the deceased was known for his calls for amity and peace and adherence to national unity and dialogue. Sheikh Hussein Ahmed Jarboua was born in 1925 and had been the Sheikh Aql of the Muslim Muwahhideen community since 1965 after the death of his father.